Morning loves, it is Tuesday morning. Am I in focus? I'm not even sure. I'm so hungry. I had coffee this morning and a scone with butter, and I don't think it was enough. Back on bread, by the way. Done with keto. I'm working off location today, off to my granny's place, but I've got my dongle, my earphones, and my phone, which is all I need really if you're working on the net. I need to edit a bit later, but I want to take you guys with me today to show you what I actually do when I'm kind of working, kind of not working, because we have the freedom of working for ourselves and the freedom of calling some days off days and some days half days and some days kind of work days. So today is one of those days, and yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know what I'm up to and that it's been hard getting back out of holiday mode into work mode, but yeah, here we are. So let's go. I've been kind of working here and there on my email. I brought my dongle with me. I just stepped out of the house now to play with Fezzy. We're outside and he's doing his own little thing. Huh? Say hi. Say hello. This is sunscreen. It's not funny. You're naughty. He is so naughty, you guys. How has he grown so fast? Oh goodness, raising boys, yeah, it's a mission. In fact, I think all kids, I'm so chilled. It's actually unbelievable because I feel like there's a lot that I need to get done, but at the same time I'm like, y'all, like, take your time. We have actually not been sleeping for at least 7 days straight because Fez has been sick. Sorry for the dogs barking in the background. Okay, so now that the dogs have stopped barking, yeah, I've just been having a really chill day, just enjoying my grand's company, my aunt as well. Her hubby is not doing too well, so we just came to see her. Otherwise things are okay. Outside of everything else, God has just been good. I know there are some questions about the Greece trip, so I wanted to answer some of them on this vlog. I don't think I'll do a full video. I wanted to initially, but I just think yeah, I don't think it's worth a full video, you know what I'm saying? So are you talking alone? Yeah. Okay, he's now painting the floor with sunscreen. So let me actually just attend to him. Please, I am back from my granny's place in Springs, and I thought to sit down and actually have a chat to you about Greece and also give you some travel tips which you guys have been asking for. Yes, I'm not one of those bloggers, I know you guys are gonna come for me when you say no one, absolutely no one, Yolz. A lot of you guys have been asking me, no, it's not one of those moments. You guys have genuinely been asking for tips about Greece, the expenses, the cost and stuff, and I've been trying to avoid this, to be honest with you, because I don't want to talk about these things. People class you, people but I did want to give you guys information about this because I know some of you are traveling soon, some of you guys are looking for travel destinations and you want to know more about Greece, because let's be honest, Greece, guys, and we did make it look good because it was great. Like in fact, I probably downplayed it with the vlog. Athens vlog. The Athens vlog is epic, and I'm telling you guys now, that's why I'm delaying the edit, because there's a lot of footage. I might cut out a lot of things. Greece was epic, so I don't want you guys to miss out on the opportunity if you do want to travel to Greece. Guys, serious talk, we need a squad name. Stinger is squad name. We can't be at this YouTube Yolz channel thing until we reach 50k and still have no squad name. Johnny, guys. So while we are at this whole Greece information situation, before we even get there, can we just come up with a squad name down in the comment section below? Let me know what you think would actually suit us, because we need a cool name. We need, no, not cool, futhi, a lit name. Kube lit situation lapayana, a comment section. Okay, now that that's done, let me give you guys the tea on our Greece trip. First things first, the most common question after the cost is, did you use a travel agent? Yes, we used a travel agent called Civilian Travel. Were we happy with them? Not 100%, and not everything was their fault, but I'll get into that as we chat about all of this. The travel agent is on Instagram. You can check them out. Would I recommend them? Yes. within reason. I'd say if you're going to use them, find out where they'd be booking you guys in terms of hotels and what you'd be doing in terms of the itinerary. Research as much as you can about the place that you're going to, and find out if there are gaps within the itinerary where you can fit your own things. I would recommend them, but there are some snags that were there that I don't like, which I will discuss here. How much did this trip cost? With the travel agent, from South Africa to Athens, flying from Cape Town to Athens, flights included, plus hotel, transfers, and some activities like going to the Cape Sognon and the 3-island tour, which you will see in the Athens vlog coming up very soon. All of those things, they all costed 51,000 Rand for 2 people. So each person on the trip paid 25,500. But Yolz did not pay that price. Second question, which feeds into how I did not pay that price. How did I get to plan this spontaneously? So 8 weeks before this trip happened, I found out that 2 people pulled out after they paid their deposit, okay? They paid a deposit of 11,000 Rand. So they paid 5,500 each, which meant that there was still a 20k each that they needed to pay, but they pulled out. So I was just like, yo babes, can we jump onto this train? I know it's spontaneous, I know this thing is happening in 8 weeks, but we did talk about Greece on our bucket list. Can we just be spontaneous? The money's there, let's do it. Hubby said yes, and then there we were. We decided to do it. So we got our visas. Our visas took about 3 business days. Didn't take very long, but we were sent back the first time we went to the visa office because we didn't have everything that we needed. Thankfully, if you go in instead of doing it online, you have a higher chance of actually getting it right the last time or the second or the third time you go back in, because that human interaction, it really helps. Somebody tells you, they look through your forms and they're like, Sissy, you need XYZ, let's short diet. Or you can actually make your application even better if you added this bank statement or that bank statement. Visas costed about 2,760 bucks, so almost 2,800 Rand. And because we work for ourselves, they just required our 3 or 6 month bank statement, something like that. I don't remember whether it's 3 or 6 months, but it's fairly easy. And obviously you need to have a good amount in your bank account to show that you'll be able to survive in Europe, in the country that you're going to, okay? In terms of cash, we used a global Bidvest card, and the fees were much less compared to you getting your FNB or say Nedbank, whoever you bank with, getting them to lift the international fork. You get there and you can swipe with your card, but it costs so much more. And we found that some of our friends who were swiping with their cards, some machines would go offline, or they would have problems with the swiping because of the bank and this and that. So you just have less problems using that. And then the bigger thing is, it actually costs more per transaction to use your bank, your South African bank card in an ATM or swiping. Those transactional fees are so much more than using a global card from Bidvest or Western Union or whoever you want to use here, and then just loading cash on that. So we loaded cash at the airport in Cape Town, and then in terms of cash, I think we withdrew like 300 or 400 euros here in South Africa to have hard cash for our taxis, for our street food, and anything else like the buses and tickets and stuff like that that we wanted to be able to use when we are there. Santorini was outside of the travel agent's booking, okay? Santorini we paid out of our own pockets and we planned it ourselves. So in terms of the hotel, I found the hotel on booking.com, and because it was very spontaneous, I booked the hotel about a week before we left, and I paid 1,600 per night. We only stayed 1 night in Santorini and we stayed there for 2 full days. Our flight back was at 10 p.m. the following night, so it's literally 2 full days, okay? We still had access to all the facilities of the hotel, even the shower, right up until at night when we needed to go, which is really nice. And we checked out at like 11, but we still had access to that. I do mention that in the Santorini vlog. If you haven't watched it, go and catch up on that vlog. From Athens to Santorini, it's only a 30-minute flight, but because Yolz did not think about the flight option when I booked the accommodation, I thought we could take a ferry. This was a bit of a real spanner in the woodworks. Very, very expensive. I booked the day before we left Athens to Santorini. So we landed in Athens, and then I found out that the ferry is 6 hours long, and I was just like, we're gonna spend 6 hours on a ferry to be on the sea for 6 hours. to get to where we're going. No, not what I signed up for. When I looked at the net, I thought we could get there within 4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours, but 6, yeah, I couldn't. My time is very expensive. So I decided to book right then and there when we got to Athens for the next morning. Okay, very expensive, guys. I think it costed us maybe $400 or $500 to fly all the way to Santorini. Now for the part that people also want to know about, is it expensive? Hell yeah. Europe is expensive. Greece is in Europe. Greece has a euro dominated currency, so the euro is not cheap. When I got there and landed, I was told do not convert. My brother's girlfriend had just been to Greece and Turkey, and she compared the two countries to us. Turkey is so much cheaper. Greece is expensive because of the euro, okay? What to expect when you get there? Now, most of the things were included in our travel package with the travel agent, things like the transfer to the hotel, and then our activities, going to the Cape Sunion, going to, you know, on a cruise to the 3 islands and stuff like that. Those things were included, but things like getting onto a taxi and going to see the city, going on a bus, eating out, you know, anything outside of breakfast, because breakfast is included in the hotel, those things were out of our own pocket. So a good picture, lunch could easily be 30-40 euro depending on where you're eating. If you're eating at a restaurant, that is what you need to expect for 2 people. If you're having street food, which is what my hubby actually really loves and wanted to explore more of, thankfully, so we try to balance the two. One meal we eat at a restaurant, the other meal we eat out, you know, on the street. Really good street food, really small cafes that you can find that have good food. Then you're looking at maybe 12, 15, even 20 euros, you know, for that meal, which is not very expensive. Do not convert though, I'm just saying in euro terms, that's not very expensive. So in a day, you basically spend around 50-60 euro on average. This is not when you're going restaurant hopping every single day, okay? We were eating at restaurants every day, but we're making sure that we balance it out with food from cafes and food from the streets, either lunch or supper like that, just to balance things, because we did not want to come back broke. We still needed to buy groceries when we got back home. SIM cards, we went straight to Vodafone and we got one SIM card. I was hotspotting for my husband's phone, so we got it for 15 euro, everything included, buying the SIM card, and we got 7 gigs for the week, and it was a 14-day contract in a sense, so it expires in 14 days. And I think that was the best deal around. It literally took 12 minutes. I timed it to get everything set up. Very quick, very efficient. Then I just want to talk about, in terms of booking of the travel agent, what I didn't like was the hotel. Really, I didn't like the hotel. It was 3-star. For me personally, it was a bit subpar for what I like and what I usually go for when I travel outside of the city, outside of the country. Even when I was staying in Kenya and Nigeria, I think I stayed in a better hotel than what I stayed at. In fact, yeah, all the hotels that I've stayed outside of South Africa were better than that hotel, and I just felt like it was a bit subpar. The food was good though, that's a plus, and also the services were really good. For the length of time that we were going to stay there, it's fine for 3 days, but for a full week, I just felt like it was a bit subpar for us. But yeah, that's the only thing I really didn't like. Then of course we went as a group, so things didn't work out the way I preferred it, and also there were some things that really were at our own inconvenience because of the group decisions in a sense. So we split. The group went to Mykonos while we went to Santorini, but we didn't come back at the same time, okay? Some people came back the day after, some people came back like 2 days afterwards, and we had activities in between which we couldn't do without the other people. So that kind of was a bit of an inconvenience for me, and that was a con having used this travel agent. But it's not really their fault because the travel agent is not responsible for adults, you know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna go and book with the same travel agent, if you're gonna go to a place like Greece, definitely go with a group and be in agreement with everything that you want to do. Be in control of the itinerary, and then let the travel agent also in on your plans in a sense, and that way things will just work out better. If you are going to go to Greece, try to find out what you can do prior. If you're going to go to a place like Santorini, for me, when I booked, prior. I found out the capital city, and I found out things to do when you get there, things that you cannot miss when you're in Santorini, what to do, what to get. My husband was the one who was on the quad bike situation, and he found out it was cheaper to use a quad bike instead of getting one to a bus and going all around according to their plans, and also controlling your time. Like, what can you do within the space of time that you have? We only had 2 days and we wanted to maximize them and see as much as we could on the island. So research before you leave the country, like before you leave South Africa. Know that you're going there, and then don't also be like me when you book the night before or like a few hours before you fly out. It's gonna cost you thousands, okay? And also, like, when you get there, don't limit yourself, guys. I was shopping and stuff. I enjoyed it, but just know, Guti, you curb yourself here before you get there. So have a budget here, and then when you get there, you tell yourself, okay, and this amount is this amount, and that's what I'm going to use. Even when we had gifts, we were like, okay, great. We actually came back with more money still in our card, and we came back with dollars, which we exchanged at the airport. So it's always nice to know in your head, Guti, you've got a certain budget. I think if we went with our bank cards, things wouldn't have gone the same way, okay? It is expensive, but also I do think it would be cheaper if I planned it myself, and I took about maybe 4 months, even 3 months to plan this holiday, rather than go with a travel agent who obviously must make their own profit out of what I paid. You know what I'm saying? If you are traveling to Europe, this is probably going to also help you understand the whole thing about Europe being expensive but also being lekker, because we're still going back to Greece, guys. It was that lit, it was that amazing. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I really think we deserve a really lit squad name, so go on down in the comment section and comment what you think should be a good Yolz channel squad name. I love you guys so much, and thank you for watching. Bye.